Welcome to the Pint of You, the podcast where I highlight Black-owned businesses, products, and the entrepreneurs behind them. Today, I'm honored to introduce LaShelle Stewart. She is a dynamic entrepreneur and owner of Homes with Love, a real estate company dedicated to helping clients find their perfect homes with care and expertise. Beyond real estate, she thrives in multiple business adventures, showcasing her passion for entrepreneurship, community empowerment, and financial growth. LaShelle's commitment to excellence and innovation makes her a true leader in the business world. I'll be diving into her journey, the story behind her brand, and insights into entrepreneurship. So grab your pint and let's toast to her incredible work and vision. What's going on, LaShelle?
Thanks for having me.
I'm good to have you. So to keep with the brand of the show, you can either have a pint of ice cream or a pint of alcohol during the show. But LaShelle had a great idea. Instead of taking a shot of alcohol, we're going to try to stay healthy today. We're doing wellness shots promoted by Juice Remedy. So that's why we're going to start the show today. Which one do you want to take a shot of first?
That's good. The red one.
Okay.
I'm excited about this.
Juice Remedy, the best of Homes with Love.
Thank you. Cheers.
It's pretty good. It's fine.
I love it.
You want to take the other one or is good with that one?
Good with that.
Okay. All right. Let's dive into LaShelle and Homes with Love. Can you tell me a little bit in the guess of what inspired you to start Homes with Love? Because I like the title.
Yeah.
It really brings you in.
So I think it was two things. I was, looking for another stream of income. I was working a 9-to-5 and kind of got hip to different things you can do in real estate. So I wanted to, again, find another stream of income. But then I also wanted it to not just be about money, but also be about, helping the community or really keeping in mind the community when I did real estate. So that's kind of why I chose that name, Homes with Love. It's like, offering homes or offering services in the real estate industry with love and care, and not just about money.
When I hear the title Homes with Love, to me that brings a personal, not because sometimes is it that have you dealt with people in the real estate industry where you feel like it's just they don't even know the person, they just want to sell the house.
Yeah,
I think beating their quota, and have you found that I want to do something different? Is that why you started?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like you meet a lot of people. It's just all about money, making money, closing the next deal. And I know that sometimes real estate professionals can get especially investors, because that's the space that I was in. Investors can get a bad, rapper name because it's like, they're not concerned about the person that they are, the homeowner. So I really wanted to, in my marketing and branding, really kind of highlight the fact that, I really care about the homeowners that I'm working with. And it's not just about, money or taking your home. I'm kind of thinking about, their needs and, concerns. And
Have you gotten that type of feedback from them? Like, because how long have you been doing Homes with Love?
So I started in 2018.
Okay.
So several years now.
About 6 years?
Yeah.
About 7 years?
7, uh-huh.
Okay, that's great. So when you're doing the personal care with the clients that you take for the homes, have you gotten that feedback from them? Like, are they took, hey, you are different? Do you feel like, because there's so many real estate people out there that you can go to, have you gotten the feedback to where you feel like you are separating yourselves from them? Like, are you making that type of difference?
Yeah, I think so. I think just in conversations, I think a big part of what I, especially where I started out in wholesaling, a big part of it is building a rapport with the person looking to sell their home. I think early on, I definitely got that feedback. I took the time to get to know them and get to understand their situation, and really find a solution that worked for them versus just closing the deal.
That's dope, because I know when we bought our home, it was a struggle.
Yeah, and
because we were in a bidding war,
mm-hmm.
and we had to make all these type of deals with people that were selling their home just to close because we wanted to outbid the other person.
Oh yeah, I had that happen to me when I bought my house too.
So it's definitely good to have someone that's on your side that knows your economic situation, knows your finance, knows you have a budget, and don't want to don't want to put you in a bind where you feel like, oh, I have to do that. So it's good that you are bringing that person, you've been through it, and bringing that personal touch to people that are trying to buy homes, because I'm blessed that we had someone that we were working with that was able to help us sell our home, not sell our home, but buy our home. And it made the process a lot easier as opposed to like the horror stories that you hear from people like we had to give an extra $1,000 and then another $1,000 just to get the home because we said this amount, but then they upped it up because someone else was going to outbid us. That's good.
And I think if, having someone on your side that's really able to fight for you and to really push for the things that you want in a home or the price that you want is important.
I like that. So not only that you are a woman, but you are a Black woman. So what difficulties or that you have faced and challenges in being a real estate agent?
So there is a difference. Like, I'm not a real estate agent. I work with homeowners who are looking to sell their homes and usually investors who are looking to purchase homes. So I don't have a license, really just working with people who aren't able to put their homes on the market. So a lot of times they need to sell their house really fast, or the house is not in a really good condition to where it's they can put it on the market to get top dollar. So they kind of look for other ways to sell it. So they work with like a wholesaler to, maybe find an investor who's willing to buy it, maybe if it's not in a good condition, and fix it up and either, flip it or rent it out or so. So that's what I did. But I mean, as far as like being a Black female in the industry, I think, it's like anything else. People might not take you seriously starting out, but I think one thing that helped me was I joined a group of investors. Real estate people who were willing to help. There is a organization here called Cyria's, like a real estate investor like association. And I was just really lucky to find, some people who like really looked out for me, like showed me the game, encouraged me, showed me how to do everything. So I think that was big, just finding a community of people that you can learn from.
So you had like a mentorship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's great that you had it, because I think sometimes when people start a business, they go solo dolo on it. And it's like, I can do it all by myself. Yeah, and then they end up hitting that wall, or they just like, this is too much for me. So it's good you had a mentor that can, and I think that's important in any field that you're teaching or starting your own business, or even as adults and being parenting. Sometimes we lean on other parents like, oh, how's that working out with your kids? That's good that you took that approach of mentorship into starting your business and helping you take it to the next level.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, after that experience, I think it worked so well for me that anytime I'm looking to start a business or do anything, I look for communities, groups, or a mentor to help me get into the space that I want to be in. And I mean, I think really anything that I want to do, like I'm always going to look for, like, again, a group, a mentor, even if it's, I have to pay for it, because it will help me get to where I'm going faster. Like, of course, you can do everything yourself and you can, research and like Google everything. But a lot of times, first of all, like I'm trying to get it done really fast. Maybe that's not the best way of doing it, but hiring someone or working with a group can help you find that like shortcut and like what to do and what not to do quicker than trying to figure out everything on your own. So I always try to look for some type of support to kind of help me.
And that's good. And that's another reason why I started this podcast, because a lot of people don't realize that there's people out there that are probably doing what you're doing and on a higher level. So it's good to get that advice. Don't feel like I want to just do it by myself. I don't need someone else, because if they're doing it at a high level, that can help you navigate these roads that you will eventually come to, turn left or turn right, And so that's good that you was like, you know what?
Yeah.
And then not only that, sometimes there's free help, but like you say, sometimes you have to pay
for help.
There's nothing wrong with that, but some people feel like, why do I got to pay for that when I can just figure it out on my own? And that's good that you're giving that advice to other people, because whether they're starting their business or thinking about it, look into it and look who else is doing it, and reach out to that person. Don't feel like, like that advice that they give you will be something that you probably already know, because if they're doing it at a high level, they probably ran into those roads and can help you not run into those difficulties. So that's good. I'm glad you're taking that approach. Yeah. Like I can do it I can do it with mentorship and go ahead and go to the next level. And I think it also depends on like your personality too, because some people, they're totally fine with figuring out everything on their own. But I think for me, it always can seem overwhelming, and I don't know what to do, where to go, and that can kind of stop me from progressing if I don't have that mentorship. So I think if you're a person that can kind of just learn on your own and just go for it, then that's great. But if you're a person that may be overwhelmed by whatever, the business ideal or process, then that's a road that you can take to accomplish your goals, but having some help. So now we all know with work sometimes it's stressful, and sometimes you may feel like the bear is on your back. Yeah. How do you keep moving forward? Can you give me some highlights and the guests of some struggles and how you probably overcame them, or what, if you want to highlight something specific or just in general of some of the difficulties of having your own business and that you face? So when it comes to like working, it definitely can be hard to like work full time or whatnot and still have your business on the side. I try to take times like in the morning and the evenings to kind of plan out what I need to do. And, if I need to, I think another thing I have to do is like sometimes take time during the day, like my lunchtime is where I can make phone calls to people if I need to do like for my business. So I take, my lunch breaks to make phone calls, call other businesses during business hours to get stuff done. I might have to run errands on my lunch break to like meet up with people. And I do that. And then I'm always kind of having a plan. I think it helps me like in the morning to put a plan together of the things that I need to do for the day, even if it's like just one or two things I might need to do for my business. And also the weekends, like I take the weekends to catch up on like things for the business or plan out what I need to do. That's good, because some people may start a business and not have a set schedule, and everything just seems to come together, then it all explodes, and they don't know how to handle it. And that's good that you not only you work your 9-to-5 job, and like, well, I'm going to keep my 9-to-5 job, but also I'm going to use the advantages of having that. So on your lunch break, you're like, I can either eat a sandwich or I can take care of business. And you're just like, let me take care of business because that's more important. And that's a good idea of how you navigate that. That's some good advice that you're giving people, because they're like, well, I got to work my 8 to 4, and how do I do this? Can I only do it on the weekends? And that's some good advice. You were like, 30 minutes? Yeah, take some time out to make a phone call, take care of this. Or maybe if you're doing something else that requires finances, 30 minutes, let me set this up, check this account, do that. And that's some good advice that you're giving people to do that. Now, how did you educate yourself on starting this? Besides just the mentorship, did you do a lot of research, or you're like, this is the field I want to get into? I'm big on research. Like, I love researching stuff. I probably can over-research before I get started. Did a lot of research myself on kind of what I wanted to do. I think also kind of understanding like who you are and what you like and don't like can help you find the best business for you. Like even in real estate, like there's so much that you can do in real estate. So if you kind of think about like your personality, do you like working with people? Do you like just, doing like the numbers? Do you like showing houses? That can kind of help you, find a good like career business in that industry. I did take courses. I love nerdy. So if there's a course out there that can help me like learn something, like I want to take a course just because it helps me organize my learning and kind of like create a system to it. And so I always kind of look for courses if that's available. And that's good that you do that, because even as, doctors or nurses or people in business, as they're going in their field, they have to constantly educate themselves because the game is always changing. How to either make yourself better, make technology is a big edge to it now. Definitely. because you can do everything on your phone now, on the go. But even like doctors and nurses or people that are in business, you constantly have to educate yourself because you don't want to feel like old school way of doing things and to be up to date on stuff. So that's good that you are doing that, giving that advice. People don't feel like you know everything and everything's hunky dory because technology is constantly moving fast and what you think you know last year may be out of date how to do what you do. So that's good because some people feel like, okay, well, I know everything. Why isn't money coming in? What am I doing wrong? Same approach, what am I doing wrong? And then they find out, oh, that's not how we do stuff now. So that's good that you're giving advice to people that want to start their own business or are in their business. Like, don't feel like you know everything. Educate yourself constantly. Learn more about it to make yourself better.
Yeah, and even I think a good way to do that, like joining different communities, but just tapping into different types of communities, whether it's some people you follow on social media and they're constantly doing lives that kind of share or they're sharing what they're doing and how they're doing it. Like that kind of keeps you abreast of what's going on and like the latest and greatest. So if you kind of tap into some type of community where you're, weekly, bi-weekly, constantly meeting with other people, seeing what people are doing, it kind of help you continuously learn.
Staying in it. So maybe have like a social media account or just being aware of what's out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's some great advice because some people fear social media.
Oh, yeah.
Because they feel like they don't want to put their face, they don't want to put their likeness on there because it's just, some people say it's bad.
Yeah.
Like they don't want negative comments or anything to hurt the reputation. But you're saying, get out there, put yourself out there because it's more positive than negative.
Yeah, I feel like I learn a lot from social media. So, I think it depends on how you go about it. But even if you don't want to build your brand on social media, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because it can help you grow. But just learning from other people who are doing it on there,
because it's a community. The way technology works, because you'll be reviewing some stuff, looking at videos, whether it's in your business or whatnot, and social media has, this person like this, and that stuff will come through your feed, and you might find this person is doing this. Let me follow that person. Let me see what they're doing. Yeah. So that's good. You're talking about building that community. I like that. So can you give me what is your philosophy when it comes to business success? Because some people feel like if I just treat people well, everything will work out. But sometimes you can treat people well and do what you're supposed to do, and success still may not come. And now you feel like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Why isn't things working out for me? Can you give me your approach or your philosophy of how you continue on to do what you do?
I think really for me, it's like keeping your vision crystal clear, always knowing what you want to do, how you envision it, and never losing sight of that, because I do think things are going to come, they're not going to go right. You can be doing right by others and they don't do right by you, but you have to keep your vision clear, whether it's writing it down every day, saying it every day, thinking about it every day, and continuously going forward, even though things might go wrong. And I think that's kind of what I do. I always try to write down, if there's something that you need in your business, kind of always writing that down, whether it's, you can kind of think of it as a spiritual journey, whether you're praying for it, trying to manifest it, but just keeping that, I think, in your mind, you're going to find the people, the community, the resources that you need to get to where you want to go. You just have to stay consistent and continuously keep trying, and don't let, one bad situation deter you from, going forward.
I like that approach, that everything you highlight there, I really like and enjoy, because first off, what stood out to me is write it down.
Yeah.
Because you will have this idea, and then an hour later, or even the day goes by, you're at work because you work also.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're like, I had this idea this morning. So even maybe for people that are starting their business and are working their 9 to 5, you may be at work and you may be doing something at work and an idea will come to you. Have a little notepad or journal.
I put everything in my notes app, as I'm thinking about.
So have a little notepad or something, because it may be a small idea, but something later on can add on to that idea and it'll slip away from you just like that. I like that part also, but also I like how you came to the approach of having not just a short-term goal, but a long-term? Because sometimes, no matter what business you start now, everybody wants to make money. So that is an important part of it. But you want to also have like a long-term vision of your goal of not just the money, but also the people that you're affecting, the community that you're affecting. Where do you see yourself in your business maybe 3-5 years down the line? And I'm glad that you are highlighting that, writing stuff down, and that way you won't forget about your ideas, but also having a long-term vision.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you may come through some struggles or meet people that do you wrong, and you feel like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
But you can't let the small stuff dictate of where you see yourself in vision. And have like a motivation, like you say, a speech or a poem or a prayer or whatever you need each day that you recite to yourself to, give you that boost, step out.
I think the other thing is also, I've heard this from other people, like people on YouTube, but you have to know your why. Like, I think if you constantly are thinking about your why, and your why should be something that's very personal. And they say, like, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. So, like, whether that's your kids, your family, like the financial situation that you're in, like, so when things go wrong, you're thinking like, no, I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for, my family, or to get out this financial situation. Like, you have to make it really personable so that when things get hard, you kind of remember, like, I'm doing this, I have a purpose, and I can't let this one bad, situation deter me from whatever it is.
I like that. That's some good gems you're dropping.
Your why should make you cry.
Okay, I didn't know it. I hope it was some knowledge for you guys. And then on a personal question for me, I have, because I had parents, I had older people growing up that, college is the way to, you gotta go to college in order to buy your home, buy your house. So can you give some type of advice to people that are from our generation or even younger adults out there that when it comes to owning your home or in that struggle, or what ways to navigate that? Because some people feel like, well, I have to get this type of money. I have to make this amount of money in order to buy a house. Can you give us like some highlights? You don't really need all that to get a house. This is what you need to maybe help you get your loan, or can you get some education? Because I know it was
a lot,
for me. Like I had a good wife to help me along that process. But can you give some knowledge to some people, like, or some resources that Mike can
help? So I think if you're first time buying a house, like, I would definitely look or search for first time home programs. I went through INHP, and I'm sure there's definitely other, I guess, programs like that, because I think I honestly started out going through INHP, but at the very end of the situation, I don't know, something happened to where I wasn't able to use INHP, I believe, but then there's a lot of banks that have assistance programs for first-time homeowners, and they offer, I guess, down payment assistance. That's what it was. So look into your different banks in your town community that might have first-time home buyer programs, because that's what helped me. Like, I didn't even have to have a down payment. I think I got money at closing because of the money that they were giving me for my down payment. So look for that. And honestly, something else that's just come to me, I think I was able to find the second program that I entered in that helped me, because a lady who was, I think, a banker or whatnot, she was sending out postcards to promote her stuff in the mail. And she had her face on it. It was a Black lady. And I was like, oh, let me reach out to her. And I think that's how I found that program. But that's also kind of connecting to the importance of knowing what you want, writing it down and putting it out there in the universe. Because I think opportunities like that would happen if you at least put it out there and it's in your mind, and you're kind of searching about it. Because actually that postcard didn't come to me. It came to my grandmother's house. Wow. And I was over at my grandmother's house, and I seen this postcard with this Black lady on the front. And I was like, oh, let me reach out to her. And then
they say, won't you do it?
Yeah. But then that gave me the idea to, when I sent out my postcards for my real estate business, to put my face on the postcard. And then that's how I got my first deal from a Black lady.
Look at it.
So see? That's attend definitely down payment assistance programs. I would say also start saving. It is good to have a little savings, just because once you buy a house, there's things that might need to be fixed. So I think that it's good to have a little savings just in case you need to tap into that. Definitely work on your credit. Even if that's, I think when I started, I had to get I think they call them like secured credit cards where, I don't know.
Start building up.
To build up your credit, and maybe it was like $500 or $1,000 that's on there. But it reports to the credit bureau, so it's a good way to start building your credit if you don't have any. And I'm sure there's a lot of credit building services out there. So those are the credit. Do have some savings, but don't think that like you said, you don't have to have a lot of money. There's a lot of first-time home buyer programs that will help you.
I'm glad you highlight those because I know buying our house, it was a tough process, but giving those gems to the viewers out there, I hear their commercials all the time on the radio when I was working at my job, and I told one of my coworkers about it. He was like, INHP.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised people don't know that there's resources in the city that can help you so you won't feel like, oh, I have to have this amount of money saved from a down payment. I have to have this amount for closing. And, there are resources. And not only that, there are classes. Like I know INHP, they give you classes to kind of walk you step by step.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you won't feel like you're just out there by yourself. You have someone guiding you that knows the process. So that's good. I'm glad you're highlighting those things.
Yeah, so you don't even have to know, do tons of research. I think, especially if you go through INHP, because they, like you said, they do walk you through everything, kind of show you the entire process, help you with your finances, I think they even help you can start building your credit. So it's a really good program.
I like that. So some people start a business because they have an idea or they seen someone do it and they feel they can do it better. Who was your influence of starting your own business? Was it maybe because some people just I just want to work my 9 to 5, get my pension or get my 401k, because starting your own business is a lot.
It's a lot.
And some people feel like that want to do it, they don't feel like they have the resources and the tools to do it or the education. So who was your influence that made you say, okay, I like what they're doing and maybe I can do that and do it better? Who was your influence?
Yeah, I think it's really in my genes to be an entrepreneur just because my grandmother was on my father's side. She was an entrepreneur. She was a baker, had her own baking company, for years and years and years. And she was always, she was literally, she was probably in her 80s, still trying to find hustles. She sold every type of product, Amway. She would always have these she was selling aloe vera juice, noni juice. She was always selling something.
The gospel station.
Yeah, she always had her little kits of things that she was selling. Like I said, she was a baker. She did really extravagant wedding cakes and stuff. I remember going with her to help her set up. She probably was supposed to be watching me, and she's setting up these elaborate wedding cakes for weddings, and I would be helping her carrying her cakes. It was that, and then my father was an entrepreneur. I remember he had a paper route that's kind of entrepreneur-ish, so I would go with him on his paper route. He fixed copiers and had his own copier repair business. I would go with him on that. So I think that really, it was just always in my life. Yeah, and I think I appreciate my 9 to 5, but it's kind of sometimes, you want maybe a greater life or want to do more. And instead of being mad and frustrated because you're not getting the money that you want from your 9 to 5, I kind of was well, how can I still get the life that I want, reach my financial goals or do what I want to do, even if I can't get that from my 9 to 5 because I'm not making, millions of dollars in my 9 to 5. So how can I still, how can I get that? So I think it was okay, well, let's figure out some, other income, streams we can create. So it was that. And then I think in real estate, it was really just me going to one of these meetup groups and kind of seeing other people do it. And going to these groups, you start seeing everyone's just like me. They're not I don't know, PhDs or, really Wall Street people. They're just regular everyday
businesses.
Yeah. It wasn't it was literally the opposite. They come in there with their jeans, sweatshirts, regular people that you start talking to them and they'll be like, oh, oh yeah, I got a portfolio of 10, 15 houses and I've done all these flips. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, if they can figure it out, then I can too. So
I like a couple key points I want to bring out of what you said. One, you said it's in your genes. And so you highlighted your grandmother and your father. And so that, to me, that emphasizes for us the legacy, legacy, that building that in our family and sometimes even in our community, building that legacy of accomplishing things and keeping that going and showing people there are other ways to be successful in life. Because I like that. One, you had your grandmother and then your father picked up on it. And now it's in you. So I like that legacy, because a lot of us talk about if we have kids or not, even if we don't have kids, about building that legacy so people can see there are other ways to go about being successful in life. I like everything that you highlight.
I think that's one, like now that I've started, it's really become like my why and why I will continuously like want to try different types of businesses and explore the entrepreneurship, because I want to encourage and inspire people to do the same thing, kind of show them like, I don't know what I'm doing or how to do it, but I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to try it. And I really want to, just, share that with the people that I'm around. Like, you don't have to know it all. You just start learning, start somewhere. And, hopefully that can be an encouragement, inspire someone else to kind of start somewhere.
I'm glad you gave me the time for this interview.
I'm glad you
and everything that you have accomplished. And I think all the gems that you dropped, it's not only information that I took in, but also for people that are watching and are listening to it, because you've also shown that you can do this. You just gotta step out there and do it.
Just try it.
And then you highlight not only that though, educate yourself on it.
Yeah.
Don't just go out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Think you know it. You can do Google research. Find out who's also maybe doing it or who has done it. Get mentors. So everything that you've highlighted is almost like a ABC plan of how to maybe become an entrepreneur or whatnot. And I like that, because someone that's watching or listening is like, I'm thinking about doing that. And I'm glad you gave them maybe, hey, this is what you can do. Get a mentor.
Yeah.
Someone that can guide your way. I also, the legacy you highlight is in you. You've seen someone do it. I'm loving all that.
Yeah.
So everything that you said was informative to me, but I'm quite sure people that are watching and listening, like, man, I didn't know. Maybe I should get a mentor.
Yeah. Or, finding people that have done it. Like, even with you doing this podcast, like, I'm like, okay, you put me on game, so I'm about to be coming to you. Like, okay, how did you do this? Like, I think surrounding yourself with people that have similar interests are really trying to, like, try different things in their lives, in the world. It rubs off on people, so I think it's good that what you're doing, because it's helping me too. It's encouraging and inspiring me to start a YouTube channel, which is something that I've always wanted to do.
That's what to also keep with the brand of the show. The guests can have either alcohol or ice cream. LaShelle, she chose ice cream, so we're gonna try ice cream, give our review on it, see what it tastes like, and maybe something that you may want to try. And we're trying Ben & Jerry's non-dairy peanut butter and cookies.
Diving?
Yeah, it's got peanut butter.
Good. Are you a peanut butter? I like it. It's different.
It's non-dairy for my vegan fans out there. Part of the show, we play the Black Stripes.
Oh, man.
So basically, I can ask you 5 questions. The goal is to get all 5 of them right. Each one you get wrong, take a stripe from you.
Man, I ain't gonna have no stripes.
The last guest we had, New Element Barbershop, he got all 5 right.
Oh, man.
We're going to start off with a softball. What does HBCU stand for?
Historically Black College University.
All right. That's 1 for 1. All right. Black history.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to keep it simple. Who was the leader of the Underground Railroad?
Rosa Parks. No? The leader?
Yeah, of the Underground Railroad. It was Harriet Tubman.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, shit, I didn't do that. Because I dressed up as Harriet Tubman. I got mixed up.
It's okay. Rosa Parks, a phenomenal woman.
That.
It's all right. Which athlete famously took a stand by kneeling during the national anthem?
Kaepernick. I won't get his first name.
Kaepernick?
Yeah.
We're going to take Kaepernick.
Yeah.
You got it right. All right. We're going with movies. Since you're a phenomenal Black woman, who played Storm in X-Men?
I ain't never seen X-Men. Never have seen X-Men.
She's a phenomenal Black actress. I'll throw you a little...
Okay, tell me something about her that might not be related to the movie.
Holly Berry.
Yeah, I had no.
It's okay.
I haven't seen that one.
That's all right.
I'll watch it though. I'm gonna put that on my list to watch next one.
Okay. So -2. -2. All right. Last one.
We got to get this one right.
You can do it. I got faith. Who played Medea in a popular film franchise?
The guy. You know, his name is. The guy's name is.
Okay. Yes, okay.
No, I'm gonna get it. His name is Tyler Perry.
Okay, you got it right. All right. So you got
I got at least 50%, right?
you got 3 out of 5.
Yeah, okay.
You got 3 out of
So
5.
that's a passing grade.
Somewhat.
Depending on who's the greatest skill.
All right. Before we end the show, is there anything you want to highlight? Like give our viewers a ways to reach out to you, how they can find you? Is it a social media platform or email?
So I don't have social media right now. I mean, I still have my account, but I deleted them. But on social media, you can follow me. It's Fit with Shells on Instagram and TikTok. And once I get those back up and running, and then if you want to email me, you can email homeswithlove@gmail.com.
All right. That's a wrap for the Pint of You show. Thank you, LaShelle.
Thanks for having me.
Owner of Homes with Love. If you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your family, friends, and community. Let's continue to support Black-owned businesses and celebrate our culture one pint at a time. Stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, keep building, keep creating, and keep thriving. See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.